Jeffrey Lee speaks to David Lee. Take 3.
Phyllis took a toilet bowl and put it on the art gallery wall and said it's no longer a toilet. It's an object of art that makes a statement about the art world, etc., etc. Then that's acceptable. That's an ethical thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the deception that makes it unacceptable and unethical.
Interesting. If I don't get charged for my appetizer at a restaurant, or even more importantly, if I make the bill, I get the bill, and they forgot to add, and they're saying $70 off. What is the ethical thing for me to do? I think I know the answer.
I think you and our mothers are both going to start calling right now if we don't. I mean, we know. What do you think?
Well, I know what the average person would do.
Oh, do you?
Probably not fess up to it, especially if it's under $20.
So that's the threshold for deceit and treachery. You can steal anything as long as it's under $20.
Down where I live, it is.
Bad news for lifesaver makers.
I really believe that if it's under a deuce or some easily manageable one bill in your hand, that most people will rationalize and say, hey, I got a little windfall. Jesus likes me today, and I got a little extra on the side. You disagree? You think most people would fess up?
I think you're going to be banned from every deli in New York.
That's already happened, Randy. Let's take another call here. Number 10, Jeff. He wants to know about downloading Roth Radio. You're in the spotlight. Holmes, hit it.
David Lee, excellent show. Finally getting an insight to the mind of Roth.
Yeah, it's a steel trap. Nothing gets in. Do you have a question for Randy Cohen? Ethically, do you have a question?
Yes, well, it's about the digital downloading, and the scenario is we're all for it, and it's not our fault that the dinosaurs don't have the methods in place for the artists to actually get paid properly.
So you're saying that it's wild, wild west, and that if you can get away with it, it's okay until the sheriff finally antes up and he can catch you?
Well, the sheriff has caught up because the Supreme Court just last summer held Grokster, I think, in Music City and whatnot, libel, and they're trying to...
Yeah, but that's the map. I'm talking about the territory. In the real world, most people are still sharing files and claiming that that is an acceptable, ethical way of behavior. Do you agree or disagree?
Yes, I agree. In the real world, that people are sharing music just like we used to just make a copy of the CD onto a tape and give somebody a tape.
And you think that's acceptable?
It's not acceptable anymore because now it's on such a large scale. It's, like you said, the wild, wild west.
Okay, Randy, talk to that, will you? That a lot of people, I truly believe, we grow up watching the old black and white movies, especially my generation. I'm 51 years old. And well, you haven't seen my x-rays. I'm a lot older than you. I'm a lot older than any of the interns here, too, in terms of x-rays. But what we're talking about is the file sharing. And a lot of people particularly believe, I think, that if you can get away with it, because the forces of good are chasing you, you know that. It's a Robin Hood kind of a thing. That it's okay to get away with it until you get caught. What do you think, Randy?
Oh, I'm going to visit you in jail every day. I am, because this kind of rationalization that anything's okay as long as you don't get caught, but only if I understand your moral code now. It's not
it's not my moral code.
This is the listeners.
Oh, I'm sharing an idea that a lot of listeners possess. I do not.
It's okay to do it unless you get caught?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to become a very skillful burglar. I like this because it encourages quality of crime. That it's not a moral problem anymore, it's a technical problem. So you can steal all you want as long as you're a very skillful thief.
Okay, because there are certain Far Eastern philosophies that maintain that if you can get over on your brother, your blood family brother, through whatever kind of deception or whatever, that as long as you're doing business, that the power of deception is a basic tenet of competition, okay? And that if you could fool even your own blood brother, that's an acceptable thing because he should have been on his game. Is that ethical?
Yes, if you're a member of the Corleone family, it is. I think you're describing it.
David Lee.